much, much. All of the people start to rush by.
Yeah, well, you know, Chat with Pat sounds okay, but this is the second show in a couple of hours now, and you may be getting tired of me. That's one of the reasons why I want to make sure that you're fascinated by the guests we have. Academy Award information, always a lot of fun, but the most important information, how can I keep my job? If I don't, how can I get another job? Molly Wendell, how do you know? I mean, you're the kind of person, you're a media person, you're a multi-talented person, and you probably never have had to look for work in your life.
Well, I would love to say that I have never had to look for work in my life, but the reality is I was out of work for 2 years and 3 days. And so I know what people are going through. I've been through it, been there, done it twice, you know. And
2 years and 3 days, and
yeah.
you remembered it to the day.
Oh yes. And I think that's the reality with people who are in the job search for a long period of time, is that you think it's going to go quickly, and then it just continues to go. And when it's a down economy like it is now, there's just some different approaches you have to take. One of the things that I did for almost a year and a half, I kind of did the traditional things, went online and saw what was on the job boards and sent my resume to people and called people I knew and said, do you know anyone that's looking for someone to run marketing for a technology company? And then one day I said, you know, this is not working for me. So I completely changed my approach. In 90 days, I had 60 meetings and almost 30 offers. And
wait a minute.
Yeah.
It's the same person.
Same person.
It's the same Molly.
Right.
Okay, suddenly, when did Aladdin come by and say, I will grant your wish?
Here's what happened. I met someone at an event, and it was a woman who was running marketing for a technology company. I said, wow, that's fantastic. You must have a lot of experience in technology. And she said, actually, I don't. And all I could think was, well, I have 18 years experience in technology. I should have gotten that job. And I said, well, you must have run corporate marketing function for other big firms. And she said, actually, I came from the PR side. And I thought, wait a sec, you know, you stole my job. And then I said, yeah, exactly. I thought of a lot of other things to say, but I didn't say them. And then I said, well, how did you find the position? And she said, well, I knew the CEO. And all I thought was, you know what, that's it. I need to know the CEO. I need to be out there and network and meet these people. So not that I can steal someone else's job, but I can get the job that I want. And that's when my whole vantage point, that's when my whole outlook changed it's about networking and not about sitting at home, being lonely, depressed in front of the computer. It's about getting out there and talking to people and having good conversations.
Well, probably about the first month of the second year you're out of work, depression is knocking on the door anyway. So, all right, but how do you avoid feeling I'm never going to work again as long as I live?
Well, you know that you've got to have faith. You've got to stay positive. You've got to be motivated. You have to think that there's a great opportunity. You know, maybe there's a reason you're in this search. Maybe you need to change what you're doing. Maybe there's an opportunity to really think about what you're supposed to do in life and take the next steps to go do that. Maybe the same old job you had before is not the right job for the future. So I think it's really important for people to step back and reflect on, what do I really want to do in life, and let me go after that. And it is hard, but you've got to stay positive, stay motivated, go get out there and do other things. You know, you can't do your job search 24/7. It gets lonely and depressing. You have to get out and volunteer and be involved in other events and other community activities.
But by networking, you're really not talking about hanging around executive bars and going up and tapping the CEO.
I'm not sure where the executive bars are, but
well, you know where they go for a beverage before they go home.
Yeah, here's what it is. You know, Phoenix especially, and virtually every community in the country has a fair amount of networking opportunities. There's all kinds of events. There's entrepreneurial events, functional area events, community events.
Your events.
Our events, Executives Network Job Search Meeting events. One of the most important things when you're out looking is to have a nice mix of community-type networking events and job search networking events.
Well, describe yours.
Okay,
because
so
you've got yours coming up, and they come up regularly.
Regularly, the first and third Friday of each month. The schedule's at executivesnetwork.com. Again, executivesnetwork.com. People can read the schedule. But we go around the room and we talk about who you are, what you're looking for, and how the group can help. And it's really to identify leads and contacts for the job search. It's for director, VP, and C level, but there's other job search groups in the city that are for all levels. So people who are fresh out of college, people who've been in the workforce only 5-10 years. There's other great job search opportunities.
Do I find those through you?
You can. We have a few, but you can also just Google job search groups in Phoenix, and there's lots of, they're out there. So everyone who's kind of in the job search knows about these groups and can tell you who they are.
Now, what is that? What do you want to hold
So
up?
one of the things, well, let me tell you one of the things that's really important. When you're in the job search, when you're out there networking, a lot of people think, well, when I meet someone, I have to tell them what I do. And I just think it's really important to not tell them what you do, because right now you don't do anything. So if I were to meet you at an event, the quickest way to close the door on a networking opportunity is to tell you, you say, Molly, how are you? Or just say, Molly, what do you do?
Yeah.
Well, most of them will say, well, I'm out of work, I'm in transition, I'm looking, pity, 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 sad, sad, sad. And you're sitting there thinking, oh my God, what a loser, and I need to get out of here, right?
Big L on your forehead.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But so it's important for people when they meet people to kind of deflect that until it's safe, or, sometimes it's never safe, so that they can open the door. When I see you, I think, you know what? Everyone has a network behind them. Do you know that Verizon commercial? The Verizon commercial with the network behind the guy? Yeah, everyone has a network behind you. You're not sure if it's one person or 100 people, but it's important to open up and figure out whether you can get through to that person's network. So I want to make our interaction as engaging and interesting as possible. So we're going to talk more about you, less about me. So I might ask you, oh, Pat, what do you do? Where have you been? How long have you been there? Do you love it? What else do you do? Things like that. Get the conversation going and not talk about me and not talk about the fact that I'm in my job search. Too many times people, have you ever met the job search police?
No.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think so, because they don't exist. Okay, so what's really important is people say, well, you can't do that in job search. Well, yes, it can. There's no job search police. No one's going to arrest you for not answering a question, right? You just need to do what works for you.
But we feel so vulnerable because we so identify ourselves with what we do, and who we are is that title on your desk.
Right. And that's the thing you have to get over. That's why you have to stay positive and stay motivated and be out there and know that the best opportunity is right around the corner. You just don't happen to know which corner that might be. One of the things that I've also found when I'm out there networking is nobody's prepared. They don't have a paper and pen. So I made up these little networking note cards.
I'm so glad you showed it, because we only have 45 seconds.
Okay, great, which are available on our site, and then you can go ahead and under resources print off a copy of them, but then you cut them down to to a little size, and you take these around and you write down information about things that you meet, people you meet, for follow-up. The other thing is, for job search tips, I have a blog, and it's on our site, executivesnetwork.com, and it's got a lot of job search tips about how your skills are transferable or how they're not, and different things to do in the job search and not to do in the job search, all the things I've learned in the 2 years and 3 days I was out of work.
You know, what I'm left with is that she didn't let 2 years and 3 days get her down, and the fact that there's no excuse for you now, because you have all that information right there, that phone number, that website, and a couple of meetings every month where you get a chance to meet Molly Wendell and tell your story. But remember, concentrate on her story. This is Pat McMahon. We'll be back in just a moment as we wrap up the chat room for a Monday.